Luigi's lawyer addressed the press yesterday after the hearing, and I mean, I think she's brilliant. She's obviously trying to get the judge to allow cameras in the courtroom because the state's obviously going to push for it now because they're not going to be happy about the fact that she presented a one-sided argument. They're going to want the press to be able to cut and splice the footage from inside the courtroom the way that maybe the state wants them to. So I foresee that potentially that's what's going to happen. I mean, she even said it. She was like, I'm only going to recite to you the arguments that I had prepared to make in court today. They didn't let me get it all out, but here's the gist of it. And I'm hopeful that there will be cameras in the courtroom next time. The other thing that I thought was super fucking important to note about what she said outside the courtroom is that the discovery deadlines have come and gone, and the state has still not given her a bunch of discovery. Most basic amongst that discovery is the supplemental police reports that the detectives would draft after the initial police report, after the initial arrest affidavit. She hasn't gotten it, and yet she watched the HBO special, which, by the way, I'm still not watching. I'm not watching anything that has to do with Luigi because I'm not going to give them any fucking playtime. It is literally propaganda that is designed to make you think that he's guilty, because usually these documentaries come out after the fucking person's already been tried and found guilty, right? And they're trying to convince you that he already is guilty. So I'm not watching any of it. But it was important for her to watch it because the mayor and the the mayor and the detective in full hair and makeup are giving interviews to HBO talking about evidence that she still hasn't gotten. We're talking about paper evidence. How hard is it to just email, draft, e-file, hand over, make available for copying? How hard is it to do that? But you're talking about it. You've had how many months to get that over? And you have intentionally blown the discovery deadline, but you're talking about it. And she made a good point. She believes that there were some search and seizure issues. Evidence then that she could potentially suppress. But they are talking about it on HBO as if it's a foregone conclusion that this happened, he was in possession of these things that would not otherwise be able to be considered. They are hoping to convict him in the court of public opinion without giving him or his lawyers discovery. And the fact that they get away with it, I would love to know what their excuse was to the judge. I would love to know what the judge said in response to her bringing up the HBO thing. I would love to know what the state had to say for themselves. How the fuck have you not provided these supplementary reports? And how are you talking about them so freely? So you've looked at them, you've reviewed them, you find them to have evidentiary value, so much so that you're speaking on them as if they are fact within this fucking documentary, but you haven't turned it over to the defense. Why? He's being railroaded. This is not a clean fight. If you have the evidence on your side, you wouldn't need to do all this. This is the thing that always just fucking gets me. You have all of the power, you have all of the authority, you have all of the control. You get to say what is and isn't fucking evidence. You get to say what you did and you didn't have. You get to disappear things that aren't fucking convenient for you. But then you're just going to be that fucking brazen. You're going to be that fucking brazen and talk about things on national fucking television that you haven't given to the fucking defense. Because you know that your case is shit. You just think that by limiting the exposure of Luigi's beautiful fucking face, you think that by limiting his face running 24/7 on the news and you then overtaking the fucking media by giving exclusives like this, you think, and presenting one-sided evidence, hard air quotes, you think that that's how you're going to win the people over. It's just more evident that you're fucking cheating to convict an innocent man.